Howdy. 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 And welcome back to Let's Play EU4, Japan. Trying to be a colonial power with remorse for having taken over Korea because it's making the Ming quite a little bit angry at me. So I'm trying a little workaround where I give these provinces to one of my vassals who eventually I will annex. And then I'll eventually sell them to the Ming once they've made these all into their cores and don't have an overextension keeping them from buying provinces. At least that's the plan. So, who knows? May work, may not work. But I want the Ming to stop being my rivals. I am trying to play as peacefully as possible, and I really want them to be my allies so that no one can really attack me, because they're the big power over here as far as troops go. And I really don't want to have a large maintenance fleet either. I have a fleet that I use if I were ever to need to get into a war. At least in this game, when you can like use a fleet defensively, as opposed to like Crusader Kings 2, where your fleet could only be used offensively, which I found more than just a little frustrating. So, when this little bug happens, where like a little tag will show up, you can say go to tag or click on the tag and scroll to wherever the tag is and it'll go away. So I'm gonna slowly, well not so slowly, I'm gonna, as fast as I can, sell these Korean provinces to I don't know why it's not saying I'm overextended, I can't buy your province. Ming, are you just being a pain in the ass? Can you actually buy my province and you're not because you're being a pain? No, you actually can't because you're overextended. I don't know why these guys aren't overextended. This isn't a core. They should be getting overextension from this. Who are they allied with? They're allied with another one of my vassals. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna give them all to the same vassal because when I want them back, I'm gonna want them back, and I just want to have to annex one vassal to get them back, so. This does seem a little bit gamey, but like I said, I am more interested in winning the game. But with the added thing of I really do want to try to play it peacefully. For a number of reasons. I've noticed that a lot of the Let's Players on YouTube, they're very warlike, and just personally, I'm just not warlike at all. Okay, so that should have improved my relations with Ming. See, it got rid of the... Oh, it still desires provinces. It got rid of the neighboring heretic religion penalty. And maybe... I don't know why I didn't get rid of the desires provinces. Does it really desire Taiwan? Well, I'm not giving you Taiwan. Taiwan is Japanese and Shinto. I was fine with giving away these Korean Confucius provinces because they were increasing stability cost modifiers, revolt risks, everything. And there was no way for me to protect them with just the navy. I can protect every other piece of Japan with a navy, so. And galleys, even. Every place that they could launch an assault, if they're using, except for like right here, I don't really want to go here and fight with galleys because I won't get the galley bonus, but assuming that it's the Taiwan Strait and the South Korean Sea are really the only places that they're going to jump over and attack me. Probably, from the way they think, they'll probably only be attacking me at the Taiwan Strait. So that's where I'm gonna put that's where I'm gonna just wait my navy, if there's like a downtime. I'm just gonna wait my navy there. I really didn't want Korea to die. I really wanted Korea to stay alive. Maybe I should have just released Korea as a vassal instead of giving them to these guys. I don't know for sure. That being said, I think that I'm currently improving relations over here, and the next vassal that I want to annex is these guys. So I'm going to improve relations with them. I'm trying to get to this. Japan is united. Why not? There's no daimyos. I don't know if that means any vassals or just those native Japanese vassals. So I do believe that I have 2 colonists. Both of them are working. One of them in here, and one of them over here. I am going to... Neither one of these are that great. Not as good as this. I'm going to recall... this one. He has a lower settler chance. And send him... Send him over there. As far as these conquistadors go, so here's my new bark. You can see that the explorer that was piloting the ship that died over on the coast of Australia is dead. He did not survive. I will have to buy a new explorer. I think that I'm gonna start going this way a little bit with my conquistador and landing on each of these provinces, and then pushing out this way. If I were to get, for some stroke of luck, an explorer that had like 6 maneuver, or at least 4 maneuver, not no maneuver. You're gross. I'm gonna send you on a suicide mission. No maneuver is just terrible. Means they move slower and they have less likelihood of fighting the attrition. But he can still go on a one-way trip somewhere. The game is a little bit unrealistic because if you don't return, somehow your nation still gets a hold of your map. Which is unrealistic, to say the least. Changed my mind. I want to get contact with... You know, I don't actually need contact with the Aztecs quite yet, do I? See, because if I were to send this guy on a one-way trip across this ocean, there's no way he'd make it. You know what? I'm just going to do that, in fact. He's going to just go as far as he can and die. And we're going to see how far he can get. I don't think it's going to be that far. Let's see. You can kind of see the map over here. I'm going to try to send him to Mexico. He's just bad. I was about to delete him. And then I realized, you know what? I already spent the 50 diplomatic points. The gold that the bark cost is not the cost of this exploration. The cost is in the diplomacy points for the explorer. So because he's just so terrible, he's going on a one-way trip to... I know there's an island chain over here somewhere. Hawaii is over here somewhere. Oh, I've been trying to improve relations with Ming, can't improve them anymore. Oh, I did not realize this, but my vassal is not as good at protecting Korea as I was. So he's gonna lose Korea. Definitely, he's just gonna lose Korea. Well, that's fine. That should... I feel bad about having done that anyway. It just was a mistake. They still see me as a rival. I don't know what I can do to like not be their rival, but I'm gonna see if I can't send them a gift. Okay, so this is how you can tell how much money Ming has. 25 gold was increasing relations by 15 for my vassals, and it's doing it by 1 for Ming. If I want to get to 15, I have to go all the way up to 200, it looks like. So you can tell that Ming has a lot of money. And that's why I wanted to sell them this, but Ming also is that celestial empire, so they're never going to core these provinces. They're never going to not be overextended unless Korea revolts and takes over their stuff. You know, these Korean rebels might do that. I don't know. You know what I'm going to do? I don't really want the rebels to get free. As soon as the rebels wander off into... Oh no, did I forget to move you? I did. Oh, there seems to be some... Okay, I gotta pay attention to a lot of things at once here. I'm gonna send these guys over here to siege back these provinces. These rebels, once they siege through this province, will probably go into China and get killed by Chinese forces. I'm not gonna stop for just those little assimilation events. They happen. I don't think I have any revolt risk. So this must be midway. So that means Hawaii is right here. Yeah, this guy's dead. 100%. He can't make it home, but he can maybe make it into the C-zone. And revealed C-zones are faster traveling through for the next guy who's going to try to make it to the Aztecs. It's really unrealistic that you only have to go one way, but game it up. Well, this guy's not much better. He can also go die. Once I get an explorer that is actually good, with like some maneuver beyond 1, I'm gonna be a lot more conservative about his life. But at this point, I'm just sort of gonna keep building barks over here for every new explorer that goes off and dies. Let's see if I send these guys over here, if they come and if these existing rebels come and attack me. Fish? No, not fish. Not fish. I have enough fish in Japan. But not enough to get 20% market share, obviously, but enough fish. Yeah, see, I knew the Chinese were going to come and take care of these rebels. And as soon as these cross into China, they'll also die. Feels like I'm probably going to have to spend a few troops over here doing this. Ah, tea. Tea is more like it. Let's just check the difference between these two provinces' incomes. 1.7, 1.2. Yeah. What is income coming from? I have no clue how that works. Okay, dying man. Any last words? Definitely take the... Oh, I should have read that event. I had my wife watching these videos after I had done some of them to see what she thought. And she said, well, you should really at least read the events. Maybe not the entire text box, but... yeah, something. Something. Read something about it. Okay. New explorer. You are also not very good. If I were just to move out to, say, Guam, which I could reach, I believe. Yeah, I can reach here, so I can probably reach here from Japan, probably. I don't know. Then, whenever I could, like, park here, and so the, attrition wouldn't start until much deeper into the ocean, but California's gotta be around here somewhere, so... all I gotta do is reveal the Aztecs. And once I reveal the Aztecs, I can start improving diplomatic relations with them. And... I'm gonna start... start trying to use those hotkeys. I had all the hotkeys worked out for... or most of the hotkeys worked out for Crusader Kings 2, but they're a little bit different in this game. Yeah, see, okay, so right here you can see I would be at 100% right now with no time at sea negatives if I just had a colony here. It doesn't even have to be... oh, we have an independent Korea. Well, that happened. How do they feel about us? Yeah, really angry. Well... you still desire the provinces. Well, that means it's just gotta be Taiwan. And you're not going to get Taiwan. So that didn't work out very well. I didn't realize that was going to work out so poorly. In coalition against Ming. Well, maybe the Ming will... maybe the Ming will just... be more concerned with Korea and not pester me. I'm gonna go reveal these islands, see if they're in my colonial range, and then start using that as my jump point to get to the Americas, because I honestly don't think that this guy's gonna make it any further than the last guy who didn't make it very far. I don't think he's gonna be able to reveal California. I think this is the tile you have to get to reveal California. Maybe the next even. Well, these are called islands, so that's gotta be closer. But yeah. I don't know what to tell you, explorers. It's a hard life as an explorer. Do I have the money for another colony? Doesn't really look like it. I should definitely have been checking to see if there are better advisors. Inflation reduction guy would be good, because we're at flat. Even with this gold mine, our economy has grown so much that it can finally deal with the amount of gold that was being produced without it causing any inflation. There should be some sort of deflation if you don't have any gold going on, but... okay. Well, definitely gonna go ahead and buy inflation reduction guy. And I'm not gonna be buying any diplomatic technology for a while. And diplomatic reputation can overcome a bit of the problems that Ming have been having with us. That'll give us a bit. It'll also help us better relations over time. I'm really not quite sure what this does, because it doesn't seem to be working with vassals. Maybe it only works on other people for when you have, like, the increased relationship over time. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up and just confirm. Just confirm that this is only increasing by 1 per month. Yeah, only 1 per month. Maybe Maybe it'll increase the rate of the annexed vassal getting better. Wait. Did it go more than 1 per month? They're still overextended. Ming. Definitely shouldn't have attacked Korea. Oh well. So, it seems like our boat is ready for our next voyage into Oblivion. Is this explorer going to be worth keeping? No. No, he's not. That being said, as much as I just love sending explorers to their death, I am going to make life a little easier on them by sending a colonist to Guam so that they can use that as a port in their jumping off point. I want to get to the Aztecs as soon as possible. I can't afford another colony. Not at all. Are any of these colonies almost done? Not really. Well, Explorer, you're not really good enough for me to worry about your safety. It's time for you to make the long trek through the ocean into nothingness. He was able to make it through that sea zone without taking any attrition. That is different than the previous explorer, who didn't have any maneuver, I don't think. So is this within our colonial range? Yes, it is close enough to this place. So as soon as I get anybody back, any colonists completed, I'm going to colonize Guam. I swear this is Guam, not the Yap Islands, right? Guam, right? Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's like, but that is where Guam is located. I hadn't heard of those Yap Islands before, I guess. Well, unfortunately, I didn't want to have to mess with my army maintenance, but I do, so hopefully this is enough that they can still fight these rebels. Gain a diplomatic casus belli on date, or try to ease the tension. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to ease the tension. That's great. Ease the tension. Ease away. In just a little bit, I can... Yeah, just a little bit because of that bump. I can send a gift at 175. Oh, naval supplies. I was really hoping for some exotic stuff down here, like spice. Awesome! He made it! This is why I was holding back the diplomat. I wanted to improve relations over here with the Aztecs. Yeah. So, I want to check something. This guy who increases the rate of improved relations, he's making a difference for the Aztecs. They're doing 3 per month as opposed to 1. Check that out. How long until they give me fleet basing? Looks like, okay, I can be clever here. As soon as I get to, finally got an heir. I was a little worried about that. Not the best. but I'm 44, so I needed an heir. Or we were actually going to find out what happens when you die heirless in Japan. If one of your daimyos does actually get to take over. So, as soon as I am up a little bit more in relations, I'm going to swap out into the +5 diplomatic reputation guy, and you'll see that this calculation that they make to give me fleet basing rights will bump up quite a bit. So I won't have to spend that much time there. As for these guys' relations with me, it doesn't seem to jump up at 3 per month that the Aztecs are doing, or I suspect if I sent them to the Ming, they would be doing. I really don't know what to do with you guys. Why are you my rival? I have Ming as an enemy? Gee. See how I still have 6 diplomatic relations happening? If I were to swap out of that shogunate, I would be getting penalized for that. So as much as I'm not a huge fan of this heir, because he's nothing like the past 2 rulers we've had, the 556 guy that got me the achievement on Steam, and this guy who's good. My guy's pretty old. If I got the option to kill this heir at this point, unless I actually knew what would happen, form alliance. I'm not conquering Korea. Form alliance with Makassar. Interesting. They're threatened. They want to make an alliance with me. I get 25 diplomatic power for making an alliance with these guys. That'll cost me one of my diplomatic points, but I'm not over my cap. If I do fleet basing rights with the Aztecs and an alliance with these guys, then I can I'll be at 8. But there's another thing I'm thinking, which is offer vassalization. That should be in here. Yeah. I could offer them vassalization. And then eventually annex them. They're still Sunni, so they'd still be heretics or whatever. I'd probably never be able to fix that because their base tax is outrageous. Check that out. Base is 8. I just would never ever be able to keep them from being Sunni because they wouldn't have the same culture. But it would still be a core. And they're in the Filipino trade zone. I'm gonna offer them vassalization. To offer vassalization, you must have a royal marriage, a military alliance. Well, to offer vassalization, you must have a royal marriage, a military alliance, have a relationship of at least 190, have the same religion, and the target country must be at peace. Well, that's not gonna happen. They're never gonna be my religion. I can get all the other things. So when I try to offer them vassalization in just a little bit, which I'll try, we'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to let me do it. Like, there's a little check mark there, but it's not actually going to let me do it. So, Aztec friends, how much more do I have to increase my relationship with you such that you will give me fleet basing rights? If they gave me fleet basing rights, I could just send another one of those ships over here, and it would make it over there. Probably. Let's see if it would make it over there. With 2 maneuver, it'll make it over there. I will then be able to explore this coast freely, get to California, make a colony in California, and core the colony in California, despite it typically being that you have to have a core within a certain range in order to core something. If you have fleet basing rights, you can still core something. Core something in California, get rid of my fleet basing rights with the Aztecs, and attack the Aztecs. That's the plan for the next couple videos, but it's been 30 minutes, so it's a good time to take a little break.